Derby County have been linked with another John Eustace reunion in this summer transfer window, with former Blackburn Rovers fullback Owen Beck set to potentially rejoin Derby County. Now, Peter O'Rourke of Football Insider has announced that Derby County are lining up a move for the Liverpool defender on loan ahead of the upcoming season. Now, Owen Beck is a left back and a very good left back at that as well. Played for Blackburn Rovers under John Eustace last season and has some massive potential ahead of him. Now, at the moment, just 22 years old and valued at around €1.5 million as per transfer market, and his contract expires in the summer of 2026. But I would anticipate that Liverpool do have a extension clause in there, if I'm completely honest. Now, obviously, you can correct me down in the comments if you are a Liverpool fan, but that is exactly what I would expect. Now, is Owen Beck a player who Derby County should sign? Shall we get into it? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, Owen Beck, as I mentioned, 22 years old, born in Wrexham, 1.77 metres tall, mainly a left back and obviously valued at €1.5 million. Now, this season was a fairly decent season for him. Played 25 times at senior level, 1 time in the Premier League, in Premier League 2, which is the under-21s division, where he scored once, collected 2 assists, collected 4 yellow cards as well as 1 red, playing 2,053 minutes. Now, over the course of this season, he played left back and left wing back, both of which I think he's very capable of and would certainly push Derby to a new level in that sort of regard. Now, obviously, as Derby County fans, if we look in that left-back position, as of right now, as recording this video on the 21st of June, Derby County have Callum Elder and Ben Osborne who can play that position. Potential for Craig Forsyth to renew his contract and be available for that role as well, which certainly opens up that door for a lot of squad depth. Now, do I think that Owen Beck is better than Callum Elder, Craig Forsyth or Ben Osborne? Realistically, I'm not entirely sure. Whenever I watched him for Blackburn, I did think he was quite good, but it's one of those where realistically you don't really take a great deal of notice in regards to how good someone actually is until they're playing for your team and you can see it, because there's a lot of people that, in my opinion, don't realise how good some of our players are because of how bad we played last season, but they didn't notice the good parts. Now, I think Owen Beck could be a wonderful signing for Derby. I'm not going to say that it's going to be sort of like groundbreaking or anything like that, but it's certainly a move for me which sort of opens up that door for Ben Osborne to consistently play in midfield, maybe. It opens the door for Craig Forsyth to be more of a sitting in the background type player, being that mentor, being that leader, maybe playing more at centre half rather than at fullback, which is where I prefer to see Craig Forsyth towards this time in his career. You look at someone like Cody Drummer as well, who Derby County have been linked with, and for me, I think it's very important that you have depth and strength in depth as well, and I certainly believe that Owen Beck does add that for Derby County should he sign this summer, because when you've got a player who's come through the Liverpool Academy, he's played at Dundee, he's played at Bolton, he's played at obviously Blackburn as well. I believe he's also had a spell in Portugal, but I'm not entirely sure if that was like a loan or if it was one of those where he went there. I think it was a loan, but I don't think he played. I think it was more of like one of those like work experience loans that Liverpool do, where sometimes they send you to. If you was on Football Manager, you'd call it an affiliate club, but it's a club you've got close ties to in order to put them in a different position to see how well they can progress. Now, the big question about Owen Beck for me really is, at the end of next season, his contract does expire. Well, this season coming up, his contract does expire, which is obviously a massive opportunity for Derby County, because now I say it's a massive opportunity. We thought this with Nat Phillips as well, but there's obviously that possibility that he could have a contract extension, he could have an extra year that we don't know about. It isn't noted on transfer market. I haven't seen anything mentioned about it, but for me it would obviously be a great move for Derby County to bring him in, see if he likes it, see if he wants to stay, and then obviously could potentially stay at Derby County long term. Now, even in the article in regards to Owen Beck, which was posted by Football Insider, they don't even say if he has sort of an extra year in there either. Now, Liverpool are obviously making moves of their own. They're after Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth, which is obviously a great move for them. They've already spent a decent chunk of change this summer already in the likes of Frimpong and Florian Wirtz, and obviously Derby County aren't going to see that type of money anytime soon. But I certainly think that this opens up the door for Derby County to bring in a quality fullback who's got potential, who we know can play at the level, the manager knows as well, and I sort of then think it gives us a lot more depth in those defensive areas, which is definitely what Derby County need, because it's something we haven't had across the course of last season. You look at like those last 10, 13 games with all the injuries we had and stuff, we pretty much played the same back four. The only thing that changed was whether Langas was playing or Fozzie was playing until Callum Elder got injured, and then they all played. So it was very much sort of an interesting turnaround for Derby, and I think that what John Eustace seems to be doing in regards to the transfers so far is making sure we're packed out in the defensive areas, because, and I don't disagree with it, I think it's very smart. Make sure you're keeping the ball out your net, then put the ball in the other net. That's the important thing. I'm pretty sure there's many top-class managers that have said, if you want defence wins championships. That's what many managers have said. Yes, putting the ball in the back of the net is what wins you games, but if you can keep the ball out of your net, you're one step there already. And that's what Derby County were great at towards the end of the season, and it's what Derby County are going to sort of have to be good at next season, obviously given the current situation in regards to our squad. Now, obviously, many people have their own opinions and their own viewpoint on how Derby County are going to move forward, and that is obviously sort of very interesting to see how people do that. But for me, tighten up the defence, get in the right sort of depth options, obviously missing out on Nelson and Langas to start the season. Obviously, you then look at players who could potentially move on: Joe Ward, Jake Rooney, Dejon Brown, Ben Osborne, Caden Jackson, who could potentially move out of the club this summer. And it's really interesting for me to see how John Eustace is going to work with that, is how he's going to work with his squad, play with his numbers, and obviously then look at the academy players who could potentially step up this season. You look at someone like Cruz Allen, Lennon Wilden could be around it a bit more regular. You look at Kai Robinson, you look at the likes of Niall McAndrew, Luke Banks, who all could find themselves potentially around the first team this upcoming season. And obviously we don't know how that's going to go. We're going to have to wait and see, but you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in my next video. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.